Most of it will be over here. Okay, good morning. I'm standing out front here because it's hard to get in and out from behind there. We've kind of outgrown this room, but we still use it. So I'll declare a quorum and call the meeting to order. And I've got some presentations to make this morning, but before we do that, Ron Keener is going to pray for us. Right.
Loving Father, in the name of Jesus, we come to you this morning with gratitude in our hearts for what took place yesterday all across the land, Easter Sunday, Resurrection Sunday. Hearts touched, hearts transformed because of the power of Jesus and what you did for us, and you gave us victory. And we stand here this morning in the Brown County Commissioner's courtroom with victory in our hearts, with gratitude in our hearts for what you continue to do in our county. We're thankful for our leaders. And Father, as we acknowledge and recognize some very important individuals this morning, let them feel honored, valued, and appreciated for this award that was started last July by Judge Lilly and Daryl Johnston. And we're grateful to you, O Lord, that we continue to have faithful and dedicated servants throughout Brown County who are willing to go above and beyond, go the extra mile, to give of themselves to help us. We're thankful, Lord. So as we have a full courtroom this morning, let them feel your presence, let them feel loved, honored, and appreciated by our community and by the citizens throughout Brown County. In the name of Jesus, amen.
Amen.
Yeah, thank you, Barbara. Thank you. All right, let's have all our first responders. I understand only 3 are here. We're missing this. Is it right? It's not here.
I don't think Cliff is here.
Oh, okay. Well, those who are here, come on up.
Come on up.
How are y'all? Thank y'all for taking the time to come out this morning. This is our quarterly first responders, and just as sure as there it is, award that we give. We established this a few years ago to try and bring recognition to those who serve our community above and beyond, especially in public safety sense. So this term, our chaplains, our volunteer chaplains through emergency management, they sit and accept the nominations, make nominations and accept them, and then they all vote on who the recipients are quarterly. And this nomination this time was made by Pastor Keener, Ron, who just did our prayer. Is it Rain or Brian?
Rain.
Rain?
Yes, sir.
That's his first name.
Mine,
Oh,
yes,
that's
sir.
your first name. We hadn't actually met.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Yeah, it's like Paul, really. What a unique first name. I love it. You know, I've been teaching college for over a decade, and I've never had a Rain in my classes.
We need some
We-
rain.
that's what I
Outstanding. So Rain, is it Brigham? I didn't butcher that. Jasmine Abels, and then we also had from the Zephyr Volunteer, Blanket Volunteer Fire Department. Is it Cliff Martin?
Yes.
And then also from I saw who was our last in here? Also Miss Wright from Air Evac. And she couldn't be here this morning, as I understand, neither could Cliff. But let me go ahead and read these.
This is Cliff.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, Cliff couldn't meet you. All right, so to all those present shall come greetings upon the recommendation of the Office of Emergency Management. Be it known by all that this first responder commendation is presented to, and this is Miss Rain Friedman. And give you this one, and then I guess we can get a picture all together. So we'll do it that way. And Jasmine, yours reads the same. I didn't read the last line. Is that this first responder commendation is presented to, and this one is Jasmine Eagles, lifeguard EMS, in recognition of her outstanding contributions to providing for the public safety of the citizens of Brown County. They each read roughly the same way. There you go, man. And Cliff, come on up here. And Cliff is a longtime firefighter and a filler of the Blanket Fire Department. I was reading your nomination this morning. So, Cliff, I'm also honored to give that to you. Come on over, and Ron, y'all want to come on in, and we'll get a picture for the paper here. I know y'all don't want your picture in the paper.
Okay.
Is that enough room? One time side.
Okay.
Give me here for a second. Okay.
Make sure you only got one of my three chins in that. Thank y'all so very, very much.
Before y'all step down, just a
Well,
moment.
they've got something special for you.
Yes.
Let me get out of the way.
Okay, no, Judge, look, you stay up here, don't leave, right there in the middle, all right? Got a couple of things. Steve Park, our community care coordinator, North Lake Community Church, you have presentations on behalf of our church to each of the recipients.
Yes, sir, we have some gift cards over the rain. Show our appreciation and God bless you. Thank you.
And these are $100 United gift cards, and we give these to you, present those to you from our church, underwritten by A.W. and Doris Allen and some others. And we are thankful for what y'all do, as I just prayed. We couldn't do this without you. We're a family here in Brown County, a special family. And we give these as a small token of our appreciation from our church and from the community to say thank you. Now, before anybody leaves, these two special ladies here on the morning, early morning of February the 11th, Jasmine and Lorraine, you went to 201 Lisa Street in Banks. And this man right here was on the floor. And you helped get him off the floor. And you did some other things such as help clean him up. And you didn't rush right out. You stayed a while. And you helped minister to him. You loved on both A.W. and Doris Allen at a very difficult time because she couldn't get him off the floor. He's a big man, as you can see. And so they're a part of our church, and Doris called me with what happened. And what did I say? I said, we need to nominate them to be first responders. And so they were nominated by our church and you to be recipients this morning for what you did for A.W. Allen. You went above and beyond. And that's why we do this award, to recognize people who were there for us to help us at a time of need. So thank you very much.
I bet they would love to get a picture of you too. Would you mind?
Yes, that would be very good. Thank you.
Wait a minute. You're not the one.
All right.
Did you
Thank
get
you,
yours?
Ron.
Marlon, did you get one?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you, Judge Lennon. Thank you, Commissioners.
Oh, all right. That she gets that, all right. I know we need to get moving along. I sneak in behind you. I don't know if I'm good enough to sneak in behind you. I've got a,
More like we want to get a picture of all of y'all out.
I've got a citizen. Okay.
One, front. 3.
All right, item number 3 on our agenda. I don't know if he's out in the hall or, I'm sorry, 4. is citizens' comments, and I do have a Raymond Jenkins signed up to speak. Let me give time so they can call his name out there. Mr. Jenkins,
Yes.
you signed up to speak. Now's your opportunity.
Awesome.
All right, Mr. Jenkins would like to speak to us about, am I reading this correctly, sewer septic systems?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we ask you to limit it, come on up, we ask you to limit it to 3 to 5 minutes if you don't mind.
Not a problem. I was before y'all back in June regarding the on-site sewage system and code 366.031 is a county code that was established in 2013 that says that all aerobic septic systems have to be maintained for the life of the system. I came before the commission to revise that, and we tabled it back in June, and we're going to try to readdress it at the end of the year. Things happened and hadn't come up. I'm here before you to try to get this back on the agenda. So the TCEQ, which is the governing body for the Texas Commission on Environmental Quality, states that the maintenance contract for all on-site sewage facilities, that homeowners who maintain their own systems are exempt from the contract requirements. And that's by the Texas TCEQ. Yet Brown County has its own order that overrides that says that we have to maintain a contract for the life of the system. And if the state of Texas thinks we don't have to have one, I don't understand why Brown County thinks we do. So I would like to get it on the agenda and so we can discuss it and see if we can't get some old law changed going forward. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, and Mr. Jenkins, you understand during this time when you speak that the commissioners can interact and
That's
ask
correct.
questions. So
Yes,
didn't
sir.
want you to think we were being rude.
No, sir. I understand the rules.
All right, item number 5 is, we have nobody else signed up to speak.
I didn't sign up, I wanted to speak.
No, come on up. It helps me when you sign up, but you don't have to. Even though everybody knows you, I'll need you to read or state your name for the tape.
Ronnie Lappy, I'm here as the county chair of the Brown County Historical Commission. I don't know if they're discussing the courthouse repairs or not.
Not today.
I just wanted to tell you that the State Historical Commission has architects and engineers and consultants that will come free of charge and review things for you. And they also have a lot of money that's specially set aside for repairs to courthouses and things. And I just wanted to remind you that you might want to contact them for some help with that. I just wanted to bring it to your attention.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Mr. Lappy, as always, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, item number 5 is consideration approval of agenda minutes from 4/11/22. I'll entertain a motion.
I'd like to motion we accept the minutes as reported by Sharon Burton, County Clerk.
All right, you made a motion to accept the minutes and you second. Do we have any further discussion? All in favor? It passes. Item number 6 is consideration and approval of any treasurers or auditors reports. Do we have any?
No, none today.
All right, item number 7, consideration of and appropriate action, all of the following. 7A is an Adam, is the Honorable Joe Kelton, Commissioner Precinct 2, to discuss possible action regarding the burn ban, which is in place. I think it needs to
I don't think
stay.
conditions have changed much. They're still not good, are they, in your opinion?
Daryl?
No, sir, it's still pretty dry, and we got winds pretty much all week. It's not as bad as last week. We're still well into the drought.
They are working a large fire in Taylor County, but so far they haven't requested any of our resources.
So I, at this point, don't see any reason to lift the burn ban.
I'd like to see it stay in place.
All right, so we'll take no action on 7A. Item number 7B, Lisa, come on up. We haven't heard from Lisa in a while. This is Lisa Dick, the Brown County Health Department Administrator, and she's going to give us hopefully some good news on our COVID situation.
I do have some good news. I'm glad to be here this morning. This past week, we had no additional COVID cases and we had no additional deaths. Our active cases are at 0. Just kind of want to take just a second to kind of look back and then give y'all an update on what we are doing now at the health department. So if you'll remember back at the middle part of January, when I reported, I think that maybe close to the 20th, then we had over 1,100 COVID cases that were reported that previous week. And so we've come a long way from there, and we're thankful that things seem to be improving. Our department is still monitoring COVID cases and still keeping an eye on variants. It seems very positive, but it's our responsibility to make sure that we plan and prepare for that. That is the nature of our department. And so we want to continue with that. We've received several grants that will enable us to do that. We have a public health workforce grant and a health equity grant. And the names of those grants kind of reflect what they're doing. The health equity grant has enabled us to create an advisory committee. We have different groups in our community that are represented on the committee, and so we can investigate and see where we have gaps in services to provide general public health. So, or to make sure that everybody is receiving the same care across the board. So we'll be glad to take some of those any comments that y'all have now or later back to that committee to look at. And so we'll continue to work with them. It's also enabled us to get some additional training for some of our staff. The health equity, or the workforce grant has. So we have people that are receiving additional training to help us provide services in our office, medical assistant type people. And we've also have someone that's training to be able to assist in education with food safety. And I think that that's also important for our community. And just general staff training to help us to be more versed in just general office things like Excel or Word. So that has been a very good benefit for us. And we also have the lab expansion grant that we were able to provide a lot of the services that our community used during COVID. We were able to do the testing on-site at our health department at a higher level than we would have been before. So we were able to provide lots of services and additional vaccines because of those grants. So the main goal that we have right now is to continue to focus on our health of our community, because as we look back, there were a couple of things that we felt like we learned. One of those were that healthier people, they did a little bit better than others whenever they did get COVID. So we want to encourage our community to be healthy, and we want to help bridge that gap from those that are not as healthy or don't have the services that most of us do, to make sure that our healthy our community is as healthy as possible if we do see a new variant or other diseases in the future.
We're a long way from 2020 when we didn't know what we were facing.
Yes, sir.
Any questions for Lisa?
No, it's good.
So we have 0 active cases.
Yes,
On board.
certainly. Say prayers.
And especially, we've lost 253 people. For a county of 40,000, that's a lot.
We still are, even though we're not continuing to, or we haven't the last couple of weeks continued to have additional deaths, we still are one of the higher counties per capita.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
So we'll take no action on item number 7B. 7C is Charles is our honorable county clerk. She would like to update you on, it says a land project.
Yes, as you probably remember when I sent you my archive project at the budget, I always tell you what I'm gonna be doing for the next year as a big project in that archive project, because those are funds that I can only use to archive records. I did a big project with COFA, probably about $250,000. Does it work?
Yeah, now we can hear you a little better. Go ahead.
Can you really?
Well, I know they can out there, but go ahead.
Can y'all hear me?
What?
Okay. Anyway, I did this large project. Well, at this point, I'm going to try to get this project came to me on flash drive. And I need to integrate it into the net data system. And I was just gonna let y'all know that I have found someone to do that for $7,500. And that's also in my archive plan that I've asked to do that with those funds. That's all they can be used for. I'm just kind of letting.
What's your balance in that fund now?
Oh, it's a huge balance, I'm not sure, but it's very large. And when I've already got another project in the works after this project.
So
It's just an ongoing thing with these funds because that's all they can spend. I was just giving y'all a heads up that that's what I will be doing is integrating these images into net data systems so they can be viewed on the internet.
Thank you.
321,000 in archive.
Is that what it is?
You know,
And
the balance, to answer Judge's question, the balance is 474,000.
I was supposed to say, I think I have some CDs or something in there, but it takes like 250,000 every time I do a project. My next project is gonna be 70,000 over a 3-year time period. And that will get every record in the county clerk's office, land records, online.
Y'all do an incredible job. Thank
That's
you.
my goal, is to get them online.
Thank you for the update. And that's not an action item. She was just giving us an update. So item number D is Mr. Russell. Again, he's come back to us from rite of passage. Would like consideration and possible approval of adding more classrooms for educational program. Come on up, sir.
Good morning.
Good to see you again.
Yes, so, Torino also Rite of Passage. Yes, we currently have 6 portable units on the site there.
And when you say portable, you're talking about portable building.
Portable buildings, that's correct, in our back space, and we are planning for the next school period, and I'd like to be able to bring 2 more into the back space. Not asking for funds, just for permission to be able to bring 2 more portable units onto the grounds.
I don't have a problem with that at all.
Alright.
And we do have it as an action item, so if someone would like to make a motion to give us.
That's at no expense to the county.
No expense to the county.
There's already fence there to put it inside the fence. And, well, those buildings, well, those others were already there, those were ours to begin with, correct? Like, some of those portable buildings were there before y'all came, correct?
That's correct.
So these will be additional ones, these will be the first that y'all actually put in there yourselves.
Yes, sir.
Well, I'll entertain a motion to grant permission for them to install those buildings.
I can second that.
Or I could make that as a motion. I said I'd entertain, but I'll make
Thought
that a
you said
motion.
you made them. I'm
I'll make
sorry.
it a motion and we have a second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Where's your permission, sir?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Sheriff, come on up. Next is item number 7E is an Edwards, our sheriff. Discussion and consideration regarding approval of authorization to purchase upfitted patrol vehicles, plural, correct? And I'm talking about just one.
Yes, sir, and it's a little bit complicated because the problem I'm having right now is vehicles that we ordered back in 2020 are starting to show up.
Finally.
Yes, we've been juggling and juggling and juggling. But I'm here today to get authorization and discuss these other purchases. I've already talked to Joseph, but I'll get to that in a minute. Back during the budget, y'all approved me $176,712 to purchase 4 upfitted Tahoes. We did finally, I didn't come to y'all to get authorization to purchase those Tahoes, but we did do a letter of intent prior to our October 1 budget because we had to get the numbers in because Chevrolet was only going to build a certain amount of those Tahoes. So we did the letter of intent. We got notification that the vehicles are at the lot now. So I do want to get authorization to purchase those vehicles from the Chevrolet dealership. I'm going to be $1,600 short of that number I gave y'all. The upfit was costing about $400 more per vehicle. So that's going to be an additional $1,600. So is what I'm asking for the 4 vehicles in this budget year is $177,728 to purchase the Ford upfitted patrol vehicles. That's that one. Now, back also in 20, well, I'm not gonna discuss that one. We had a Tahoe total last budget year. Insurance company paid us $14,925 towards that vehicle. And once again, I did a letter of intent to the Chevrolet dealership requesting a Tahoe if they were able to manufacture it. Well, they did, and we got notification with these same vehicles. The total purchase price for that Tahoe is $35,380, and the upfit is $9,600. Is what I'm proposing that I will do is I will pay $30,043 out of my inmate telephone fund towards the purchase of that Tahoe to be upfitted and purchased. So, and that's deducting the $14,925 that the county got for the insurance on that vehicle. But again, it was last budget year. And Joseph's kind of following me, maybe she could explain a little bit better. But that's one I specifically need authorization to purchase, so that's a total of 5 there.
So if my math is right, the second one's 44,980 all in.
Yes, sir. I believe that's right.
And the insurance, you said paid 14, what'd you say it paid?
$14,925 on that Tahoe. And then backing up one more step, in December 17 of 20, I came to y'all and got authorization to purchase a new Tahoe because we had a brand new one totaled in a major wreck. We did the letter of intent with authorization to y'all give me to purchase that one, and it's at the dealership now too. And the total,
Did you say 2017?
2020, I might say 2017.
Yeah.
2020, I'm sorry. 12/17 of 20 is what the deal was.
So a total of 6.
Yes, sir. There's going to be a total of 7 if I get through it. But again, the purchase price on that Tahoe is going to be $35,368, and then an additional $9,600 to upfit it. Insurance did give Brown County $32,290 for that Tahoe back in 21. And again, it's here.
So that's like $7,000 difference there.
Yes, sir. There we go.
So,
And then the Chevrolet van that I ordered that I'm paying for out of the inmate telephone system, it's here. But I'm not ready to pay that invoice. I'd like to get on the agenda for next week, if I can, to discuss the payment options on that vehicle. I'm not wanting to pay it out of the inmate commissary fund, the inmate telephone fund. I want to switch it to the commissary. And I don't think y'all can take any action on it because it's not specific on the agenda. So I'll talk to y'all about this one next week. I don't even know why I brought it up, I guess.
it's just to prepare.
So what's your, all, yeah, I'm sorry.
Right, and one more,
Okay.
2017, when I purchased the wreck Tahoe, I had authorization to buy another one for $35,380 and another $9,600 to upfit it. So I think the total number, once Josie and I got finished, is $237,217. That's excluding the $30,000 that I'm gonna pay.
The rest of this was already budgeted other than that you're gonna pay out of your,
Yes, $176,178 was
So the
budgeted.
public knows these were all capital expenses that are included in your budget. We just, because of a back order, we're just now needing to pay it.
Well,
Over the last 3 years.
Three
So
years.
we don't have the money for all of them right now. We're gonna either have to take it out of contingency, maybe can we use the ARPA funds for some of these?
why do we not have the, if we already approved these?
Because they were over 3 years. So some of the money was
We rolled
last
it
year, the
back.
last 2 years.
We rolled that money back
Yes,
into
we
the
the money
general.
rolled back over into the budget. So
And
we
I'm-
started off fresh.
I've kind of been in contact with them as this goes, because we ordered them and couldn't get them paid for.
Pat,
Or couldn't get them.
it's not mental health. Are we allowed to use any of that ARP money for public safety vehicles? I don't remember seeing that, but I know you read that more
Pull the
often.
final rule and see if I can find a line on there.
If not, we have, right now we have $249,000 in equipment. And there's 491 in contingency. So,
One thing too, Josie, I've got $980 something in the federal seizure fund, and I'll give that all in too. Just there's another 960.
How do y'all want to proceed?
I'm thinking about all this in, which money, so we got to come up with an additional, that's not budgeted currently.
we only budgeted 176 this year.
And he's talking about paying extra. How much money does that leave that's not budgeted all, after counting what he's gonna pay out of his commissary?
Basically, the ones that were wrecked, that we're barely replacing now in the last 3 years, right?
2 wrecked ones and 2 that was authorized to purchase, yes.
So 4.
So 4.
We're doing 4 from previous years and 4 from this year.
I guess what I was asking, what's the dollar amount after he pays his portion out of his
What do we
About
got?
250,000?
above budget?
No,
What was budgeted this year?
175,
This year?
177 basically.
So I'm gonna say, how much are we gonna be over his budget? After he pays what he wants to pay out of his own funds, we use what we already have budgeted.
70 grand.
70 grand.
Approximately 70.
That's what I was trying to go for, trying to go.
But the all-in figure right now is 237, 217 minus, what did you say?
The 30 something thousand that I'm paying.
Is that also counting the money we received from the insurance company for those other ones?
Yeah, but for the last few bit.
So I would entertain a motion to spend up to that amount, and let Josie find out where it comes from.
Well, so some of that money was actually money we held on to that wasn't put back in the budget from.
Right.
So some of that money was actually insurance money that we got put back in our fund for their portion. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
And I can give you that exactly.
And again, for the public, all of this was originally budgeted, just after it's not used in a fiscal year, that money is rolled back into the general fund. But it's still there. It's just not in the sheriff's actual capital outlay.
And when we did a letter of intent on these 4 for this year, we wasn't sure we was gonna get them in.
Yeah.
And the only thing that's saving me now is I'm down 4 patrol deputies, so that's 4 people.
So today, Sheriff, you need us to authorize 237, 217,
Yes, that's
up to that
and
amount.
also the 30,000 out of my inmate loan fund, so.
Okay.
Oh, is that 237 not include that? or
I
is that-
thought it included it also.
Does it include it, Joe? Yeah, I don't think it does.
We come up on like 280 something.
Yeah, 281, 897.
Well,
281, 897.
we all know it's one of those deals we don't take care of now, there's
Is that
snowball
the
from
figure
us
you've
later.
got?
Yes,
Say it one more time, I'm sorry.
$281,897.
So I would entertain a motion to allow the sheriff to spend up to that amount, and then Josie can report back to us where she ultimately has the option of taking it from. How's that sound?
I'm just gonna take it out contingency.
All
Does
right.
that put us back with plenty of vehicles and how many miles we got?
Go ahead, half a new fleet with that.
Well, yeah, I mean, it'll get me till the next time I'm here in a couple of months. I'll be held up.
All right, well, I'll
Well, we'll
form,
be sitting.
Well, just so where will we be setting at the next budget cycle?
as far as needing to replace vehicles.
I'll request another 4.
You guess you
You
got a
have
lot of-
For the public, you have a total of how many? I'm sorry.
32.
So he has a pretty good sized fleet.
Yeah, okay.
All right, so I'll make a motion to approve the spending of up to $281,897 on current and past back ordered vehicles for the sheriff to come out of contingency. And we have a second. Any further discussion? All in favor? There you go, Sheriff.
Thank y'all, and I apologize, but it's,
Well, the other comment that if you don't kick every night, it'll snowball, it'll be even worse later. You got to
I don't think it's your fault to take the real. Sorry? It's not your fault they couldn't.
Was that some that they had on the lot but no chip to drive them or?
That's what they tell us, they had them manufactured, but they couldn't operate them. None of the safety equipment worked, so.
All right, item number 7F, Larry, come on up, is Larry Franks, our elections administrator, would like to discuss trade-in value to the old election truck, which we gave him permission to trade in last week.
Yes, sir. I have a signed bid from Bostix for
7,000. And I discussed with him the possibility that we wanted to put it on gov deals. He's all right with that. So if we can get more on gov deals than the 7,000, that's.
I'm surprised we're getting 7 for it, to be honest. So I'm surprised we're giving 7.
I am too. He told me a funny, he said, we switched our inventory software about 15 years ago. And when they went in, when I talked about trading this one in, they tried to pull it up on their software and it wasn't even on there. So that means that this truck is over 15 years old, to us.
Sure.
And so, because he couldn't find the sale of that unit on his inventory. So,
All right,
question. So as I understand it, we have a bid right now of 7, and if we go
That's
to a
correct.
gov deal, we might get more. Possibly we can get more.
Rob, before we go any further, it's listed as a second item. Let me go ahead and read this into the record just in case the commissioners want to take action on one or both. Item 7G is also the elections administrator asking for approval to trade in or sell of the old elections truck on gov deals, whichever he can get greater for. So that makes this all legal. I got it read into the record. So,
The first was just the information.
sure. What would y'all like to do?
So we're done with F, we're on G. Correct. I say, we're on gov deals and see if it brings more.
Yeah.
7, excuse me.
Why did you,
How long do you want to leave it on?
they've got a period of time, but let's put it on again and again.
I'm just saying, but if it doesn't reach 7,000 by the end of the first run, you don't want to run it again.
No.
Can you do that?
That would be fine, sir.
All right, well, we need is that a motion?
Yeah.
Okay, I have a motion to allow him to put it on gov deals for one term. Do I have a second? Second, any further discussion? All in favor?
Who seconded?
I did.
Joe. All right, Larry's also item number 7H is in Henry. You would also like consideration approval of notice of special election. Sorry, Larry, I'm reading without my glasses.
I've got a question for you. I agree.
How's the fire chief this morning?
In the middle, all right? In the middle here, we put remember that, excavator we put on gov deals a while back? All right, first time, the guy that done it here, somehow doesn't back out, it was a good deal, so we rebid about 4,000 more.
Wow. We expect those results from you.
Sir, this is your special one. It's not on two sides. There's blue.
So,
This is the notice of special election. The reason it's a special election is because this is not the cities and schools that we're doing at the same time. This is the constitutional amendment election for the 2 constitutional amendments that were passed in the second and third special terms of the legislative session this last summer. They were too late to be on the November ballot. So we had to have a special election in May, which is the next possible date, scheduled election date, to go ahead and handle these 2 constitutional amendments.
And when is that?
It'll be on May 7th with the cities and schools.
Okay.
I'll entertain a motion to approve the special election, correct?
That's just-
Well, I move we approve the notice of special election for May 7 for the 2 constitutional amendments.
Here we have a motion and a second. Commissioner Trawick seconded. Any further discussion? And in your motion, you're authorizing me to sign this, correct?
Yes.
All right. Any further discussion? All in favor? Just this one spot?
I think it's a little superfluous, if that's the right word. The governor is the one who calls the special election because of the constitutional amendments, but they recommended that we go ahead and do it also. Just like this last Friday, our office was actually open from 8:30 to 11:30, even though it was Good Friday. It was a recommendation from the state because Easter is not a quote unquote federal holiday. It's a state holiday more than it is federal. So because it was a state holiday, this is not a federal holiday, so we had to be open for 3 hours.
All right, here you go.
I'm done.
Good to go. All right. All right, the next is item number, I is an Ida, 7I is an Ida, and this one is going to, let me read it, but it's going to require an executive session with item number 8. Our county attorney, Ms. Broughton, consideration approval of employee changes within the county attorney's office, but she would like to discuss, as I understand, some specific employees. So to do that, we will need to go to item number 8, executive session. The proceeding of the meeting will be as follows. The Commissioners Court may convene into a closed executive session in the Commissioners Courtroom pursuant to section 551.074 of the Texas Government Code. Item number 1 is discussion of personnel issues. Item number 2, the Commissioners will reconvene from executive session in the Commissioners Courtroom and take any action deemed necessary. So with that, at